Hello everyone, I am back with a new video and today we are going to learn how to create new color swatches in InDesign. We will later fill boxes with color. We will then place a story inside the color box and we will inset spacing so the text does not touch the edge of the box. So let's begin with the first item, how to create new color swatches. Let's go to InDesign. So that's what we've been able to do so far. We created the two-page newsletter, um, created the first page with two stories and two images, one dominant image, which is right here. Then we have cut lines or captions for both images. We have headlines, and we've taken care of applying all specifications for paragraph and character indentation for this story right here. Now let's move down. I'm on page 2. And to begin with, let's create a box. So let's click on the rectangle tool, click, drag, let go, and we have this box right here. This box is filled with color light right now, and that's where you find your color swatches right here in your control menu. You can click on this arrow and you can change the color anytime you'd prefer. Now by default, InDesign comes with just a limited number of colors. So you don't have a whole lot of options. You have to create your own colors. I can change the color just by clicking around, but if you take a look, all these colors are extremely bright. It would be very difficult to have text on the top of this color and actually be able to read that text. So how to create new color swatches? It's very simple. All you have to do, go to your color swatch right here on the top, open the color swatches, and the first thing that you have to do is to double a color. So select a color right here, click on it, and after you clicked on it, go on the very bottom and hit new swatch. And when you do new swatch, this color is going to be doubled. So you see, we have the same color twice now. Now, if you take a look, these colors have a name. So their name is a combination of letters and numbers. This is the CMYK style color. Now, to create the new color, all you have to do is after you double that color swatch, go at the very end of that line and you see a box filled with those 4 different types of color. Double click on that box, and when you do, you have this box that's going to pop up. Now here, under color mode, what we're going to look for is going to be Pantone plus solid coated. So we are going to use a Pantone color that works with both print and digital publications. It's a very popular style of color. And if you take a look, you see how these colors have a name as well. And they are pale colors. They're not very bright like those that we have in our swatches. So select that color, hit OK, and take a look in your swatches menu and you see how that color became the very last one added there. So let's click on our selection tool, click on the box that we have created and change the color to the very last color that you have created. Now let's repeat the color creation again just to make sure you guys get how to do it. So click on the color that you are wanting to double, hit right here and do new swatch, and when you do new swatch you see how this color has doubled. Now you have 2 palettes of this of the same color. Go at the very end of that line, inside that box, double click and you will have this pop up, the swatch options pop up. Under color mode, open the arrow and scroll down to Pantone plus solid coated. Pantone plus solid coated. There you go. And here you have a list of other colors that you can use. So you can pick something that's not very bright, hit OK, and there it goes. So this is the way you create color swatches. Now let's take a look over the second thing we are planning to do, which is fill box with color. We did that. Now the third thing right here, it says place story inside color box. So let's do that. What we're gonna do first is I'm going to enlarge this box for the story. So I'll click on my box and I'll drag it down until the bottom of my page. There it goes. Now a second thing I will do, you see this box right now has a frame, has a black frame around it. I don't want it to have a frame, so I'm gonna click on it and then on my control menu under the stroke, I'll hit and I'll say none. So you see how the stroke is removed right now. Let me hit W and you see how the stroke is gone. Now I'm going to click on my type tool and come click inside this box and I'm gonna create my text box exactly of the same size that my colored box was created. Now let's go find the story. So that's how you will find your stories. You will go online and you will say food stories. There it goes. Remember, our newsletter is on the topic of food. So I'm gonna click on a story and find the story right here. I will select, let's give it a second, my computer is slow. So I'll select the text, Command C, and I'll go to InDesign and I'll do Command B. Then I'll go back to my browser, scroll down, and select this part right here, Command C, and then I'll just do Command V a couple of times. Now, the first thing that you have to do in here is you have to take care of your story. So you see these extra lines, extra white space, we don't need that. So click on your type tool and get rid of those extra lines. There it goes. There it goes, okay? Now the second step that you have to do is you have to arrange this text in columns, which is something that we have done, but I'm just gonna go over it to refresh your memory. So I'll do Command A and I'll do Object, scroll down to Text Frame Options. Under Number of Columns, I'll type in number 2 and I'll hit OK. Great. Now my story is missing indentation and justification, and I've shown that to you in a previous video, but again, let's go over it real quick. So to do indentation, I'm going to click on the character formatting right here. I'll change my font style first to Times. I'll leave the font size to 12. Then I'll click on my paragraph formatting. I'll say justify with last line aligned left, and I'll hit on indentation here and type 12 PT, which means 12 points. So you see now my story is ready. It's indented, everything looks nice. Let's click on the story and let's bring it up a little just to make sure the story ends on the same line. So you see it looks really nice. Let's bring in the box a bit up so that everything is clear and nice. Great. Now let's hit W, and if I do, zoom in and you will see how the letters touch the edge of the box. Do you see how they come real close to the box, which is not a good thing. You always need to have a little bit of space away from the edge so that the text does not touch the edge. Otherwise, it looks unprofessional and it's just hard to follow the text. So how do we take care of that? It's very easy. Click on the text box right there, and under Object, scroll down to Text Frame Options, and we've used this command quite a lot. Now everything we've used it for was for the number of columns right here. But now let's go on to this second box right here under Inset Spacing. So under Inset Spacing, make sure this is linked, make all settings the same, and I'm just gonna click one time on the arrow above and maybe one more time just to make sure you guys will be able to see it. I'm gonna hit OK, and look what happened now. Let me hit W, let's zoom in, and you see how the text moved away from the edge. You see how the text now does not touch the edge of the box, and it looks so much nicer.